have to face this.
I am facing this. I am facing it!
Hello and thanks for joining us. Starting with a powerful film out on Netflix this week about a woman coping in the months after losing a baby at birth. Vanessa Kirby won the Best Actress prize at the Venice Film Festival for her portrayal of grief in Kornél Mundruczó's Pieces of a Woman. I met the actress and the writer and director at the premiere in Venice.
Power. Rawr.
Anita was so jealous.
Oh my goodness, who cares what Anita thinks? What does it matter?
It doesn't matter, it's just...
It doesn't matter at all. That's what matters right there. Look at that thing.
Oh my God. I hadn't really seen a script like that before. I hadn't really seen a film that confronted child loss in that way. It required a lot of prep, a lot of speaking to many, many women who'd been through this. Kelly, the woman that I spoke to for the most amount of time, who was just phenomenal to me in sharing her story, she said, look, whatever you imagine, however bad you imagine it is in your head, it's 1,000,000 times worse than that. And I thought, God, if I can even get even close to what she's expressing, you know, I hope I do her justice for that.
What do you think the message of the film is?
Firstly, that it speaks to women that have been through this and that it might open up conversations for them where most of them I spoke to said that they found it really hard to talk about and that society finds it hard to talk about, and even people in their close proximity find it very hard to talk about. And even with Martha and Sean, they have such different experiences, and the mother, that they haven't found a way to talk about it together, so I hope that helps.
Tell me, why did you want to tell this story?
I think I wanted to talk about a taboo, that these women who lose their babies are most of the time in complete isolation, and how society and, in a smaller term, family cannot deal with these situations.
And why Vanessa Kirby?
Because she's amazing. It was an easy decision. So when I met her first time, I felt immediately she's so close to these kind of 70s icons, and her presence and her secret is on screen.
Is this the wrong way around?
That's the right way around.
No, it's upside down.
No, that's how I did it. It was a choice. It's my daughter. Wonky, interesting, charming, intelligent.
Modest.
Modest, humble.
A new documentary on the rise and fall of the pro golfer Tiger Woods premieres this week. Tiger is a two-part series that looks at his love and talent for golf from the age of 2, his intense relationship with his father, and the many championships he won. Directors Matthew Heineman and Matthew Hammercheck also examine who he was when he was out of the spotlight.
Breaking news that will rock the world of sports.
Tiger built himself up to be more than he was.
I have made you question who I am and how I could have done the things I did.
Have you taken any medications? Why don't you go ahead and hop out for me real quick?
What has Tiger done to Tiger Woods?
The problem with conquering the world is that the world is going to want its revenge.
He got clean, he got healthy, and he crawls out of that hole. This is the comeback of all comebacks.
Do not underestimate Tiger Woods.
And Tiger premieres on Sunday, the 10th of January on HBO. Back in France now, and countless cultural gatherings have been cancelled because of the coronavirus. The Chantilly Chateau, just outside of Paris, had to stop its festive shows because of the restrictions. But there's still a treat to behold for those who wish to visit the castle gardens. Catherine Kadir-Clifford has more.
1, 2, 3. Costumed riders are bringing authentic charm to Chantilly Castle Gardens. Strolling among the visitors, they're the only attraction currently allowed at the castle, after the equestrian show due to take place here over the festive period had to be cancelled.
We spent a month on intense rehearsals, so all the horses are ready, all the riders are ready, the costumes and sets, everything. We're just waiting now for the green light to reopen, and we can't wait.
For visitors to the gardens, it's a chance to meet the show's stars.
We can answer their questions if they're interested in finding out a bit about what a horse's life is like in the stables and about our craft. We respond to all the visitors' questions with pleasure.
The families wandering the grounds are happy to still be able to watch the horses.
I came with my 5 grandchildren. We expected to see the horse parade, but it's the same. It's in the same vein. It's great.
Nearby, these stands are whipping up a taste of the town's famous Chantilly cream.
It's really great to get out. It's a shame we can't visit the castle, but at least we're getting some fresh air and to explore a bit. It's nice.
But these visits aren't enough to console the Chantilly domain's management. The castle's accounts are in the red after a difficult year.
The loss in profits for this period is between 500,000 to 600,000 euros, so it's really a considerable sum. And for the year, we're going to lose around 5 million euros. That's half of our turnover. What we're trying to do today is spread the message that Chantilly Castle is under threat.
With the castle's interiors closed to the public, the domain's pinning its hopes on the open-air horse show.
With Brexit and another full lockdown, we thought it was a good moment to remind ourselves of some of the great things to come out of Great Britain. No matter what happens, we'll always have British rock and roll, notably the Rolling Stones. The group have had a long relationship with France and arguably made their best album while holed up here as tax exiles. During the pandemic, they dropped their first track in 4 years, living in a ghost town. Emerald Maxwell reports.
If you start me up, I'll never stop. It's more or less the story of the Rolling Stones, one of the most enduring bands of the last decades. Its frontman, the bad boy of rock and roll, even at 77 years old, Mick Jagger. It was on this platform on October 17th, 1961, at Dartford Station, that the band's fate was sealed after a chance encounter with Keith Richards. The young men bonded over the blues records Jagger was carrying, favourites like Chuck Berry and Muddy Waters. Their partnership went on to define the sound of the Rolling Stones. Though not initially band leader, Jagger eventually took centre stage.
He's a natural band leader. The Rolling Stones is a group where every member's important, but Mick is the leader.
Jagger was the voice and face for hit after hit from the Stones.
I've been hanging out so long, I've been sleeping all alone. Lord, I miss you.
Their rock is magnetic, but has only rarely ventured into the political realm. The Stones dipped their toes at the end of the 60s with a song inspired by the Vietnam War and the May 1968 French protests. Then, 3 years ago, Jagger released 2 politically charged solo songs about Brexit, including England Lost, he said was inspired by the feeling that Britain was in a difficult moment in its history.
It's geopolitics, which doesn't make for very good songs. He's expressing a personal stance on a solo record.
He was expressing his feelings about Brexit, but not really engaging in a dogmatic or ideological approach.
It's a stance that stems from his long love of France. From the Stones' tours in the 60s, to their tax and creative exile on the Côte d'Azur in 1971, where their 10th album was born. Since 1980, Jagger also owns a home in the Loire Valley, a chateau in Touraine. This is also where he recorded his latest records with his 4 bandmates in and about lockdown. Proving that the Rolling Stones are just as inspired working from home.
'88 rarely seen drawings of Dante's The Divine Comedy have been put on virtual display in Florence. It's part of Italy's year-long calendar of events to mark the 700th anniversary of the poet's death. The drawings are by the 16th century Renaissance artist Federico Zuccari. They illustrate Dante's epic poem in 3 parts, recounting a pilgrim's travels through hell, purgatory and heaven. They're being exhibited online for free by the Uffizi Gallery.
Anyone who likes to be inspired by Dante's pursuit of knowledge and virtue might just take these drawings as an inspiration, flip through them on our website, and take something from that into our own lives.
Now, just before we go, a Paris exhibition that was dedicated to lovers of J.R.R. Tolkien's universe of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit was such a success that it's been extended online by the Bibliothèque Nationale de France. Organisers have created a new website called Fantasy, a once and future genre, and a new video game. For more, you can visit fantasy.bnf.fr/en. Thanks for watching. Remember our website. We're also on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. There's more news coming up on France 24 after this.
New technology, the latest innovation and its impact on a digital society.
Tech 24 on France 24 and France24.com.